I'm very excited that only after being sold out for, I don't know, 3 weeks, we have been able to produce right here in America the highest quality sublingual or lingual, that is taken by mouth, on the tongue or under the tongue, vitamin B12 Secret 12. You saw me for about a year in here taking it each day when I would put it in the water if you're a TV viewer and mix it with the X2 Nation Iodine Super Male Vitality. I do that a couple times a day. I just add it to my water. I love it. Well, now we can tell you what it is. It's Secret 12. See the full write-up of the molecules, of why it's pharmaceutical grade and more at InfoWarsLife.com. Secret 12 is 80% methylcobalamin. That's the type that people inject. And then 20% this other type of organic that fuses together. It's basically cofactors meant to help you absorb it. And it's of the vegetarian type as well. It was developed for vegetarians. But then it was found to absorb even more. So normally you only absorb 7 to 10, maybe 12% of it when you take it by mouth. Injections about 90% depending on the person's body. This, we believe from our research, is much more absorbable. I've taken other sublingual vitamin B12s, does not have 1/10 the effect on me personally. It's very affordably priced as well. It is super high quality, no additives, no nothing. Just 2 types of B12. And the best part is children think it's candy. It tastes sweet. It is delicious because that's what this nutrient actually tastes like. So you want the highest quality B12 out there at a very affordable price and support the InfoWar. We got a very limited run-in, and it'll probably be another 3 to 4 or 5 weeks when it sells out till we get it. We've been out for 3 weeks. Secret 12. And if you order now, you can get it well before Christmas. All orders up until the 17th are guaranteed in the lower 48. We can really ship out past that to like the 19th, the 20th. You'll probably still get it. But we're just saying order by the 17th. We can get it out on the 18th or 19th and get it to you. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. Also, I was saying Rob Dew lost 18 pounds on oxy powder in 1 week. That was another testimonial of somebody else in the office. I was mixing the two, conflating the two by accident. He lost because he wasn't fat. He just had a little bit of a belly for some reason. The rest of him was all muscle. Because I know I've been tubing many times with him and his family and his wife and my kids. He had a little belly, like most of us do, even if you're skinny. It just went away in a week because it was all that detritus in there blew out. He took 7 caplets a day. They recommend 4 to 5. I'm here to tell you, this is, of all the products, this is the one with the most rave reviews that people say is life-changing. Because it's not some harsh herbs or something that could be painful, make you take off work, that flushes you out. This is time-released, proprietary oxygen that ozonates inside the lower and upper intestine, large and small intestine, and is dramatic. And I've talked to a lot of other crew. CJ's talked about what it's done for him. This is not a game. It's not a joke. We only bring you the most hardcore products that also help fund Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, the nightly news, the filmmaking, the writers, a true independent news organization, openly biased towards liberty, biased to the truth, biased to having a policy of truth. And I disagree with Depeche Mode. They say a policy of truth gets you in trouble. I really don't think that's the case unless it's, you know, a woman asks you if a dress looks good, you don't think it looks good, you just got to tell them it looks good because they don't really want to be told that it looks bad. They want to be told that you like the dress. But other than that, I don't engage in a lot of lying, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, if my mom makes some food every once in a while that isn't the best, my mom's a great cook, it doesn't taste too good, I say, yeah, it's really good. I like that other recipe, though, better. But other than that, I'm just a straight shooter. And we have the highest quality products at InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or call 888-253-3139. We're also running the special right into the new year. Half off yearly PrisonPlanet.tv memberships. 20 people can use each membership. If you have a membership, be sure and share it. You can get all your Christmas shopping done in one day at InfoWarsStore.com. And know you're getting high-quality products, whether it's camouflage, Molon Labe, come and take it shirts, made in America, or whether it's limited edition Molon Labe belt buckles or the commemorative Molon Labe coin. Only 500 have been minted. It's been double stamped. It's just the highest grade that we were able to get, made right here in the good old U.S. of A. That's InfoWarsStore.com or InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And MSNBC attacks me for selling stuff. They get taxpayer money, I will just point out again. And bailout money, NPR gets taxpayer money. See how sick and filthy they are. See how disgusting they are. They don't want the liberty movement to have its own organizations. They don't want us to have our own platforms. Bill Clinton's documents got released last year, and this year more got released. WorldNet Daily got them, and there they were in the early 1990s saying we got to shut down Joseph Farah and the Western Journalism Center because if the people ever understand they can put out their own media, we won't control reality anymore and won't have our Operation Mockingbird over the mainstream media anymore. Well, guess what, Clinton? You failed. But now they're striking back, so it's more important than ever to support our local AM and FM affiliates. It's more important than ever to support their local sponsors or to become a sponsor. If you build it, if you support liberty, it will take over. If you believe we can change society, we will win. But if you don't believe that, we don't have a prayer in Hades of turning things around. And so you might as well just kiss your future, your prosperity, and your children goodbye and bend over to be a slave to the New World Order for those shackles to get put on your arms, because it is here in a big, big way. Now, before I get to my breakdown of what's really going on with torture and why we should all be against it, but why the system is also for it, I want to go to David Knight's report. There's also one by Leanne McAdoo we're going to play later. Torture, the Ugly Truth, Feinstein Won't Confront. And we're going to play that report that I'm going to come back in 3.5 minutes and give you my multifaceted take on what's really behind the torture and also why we want to be vehemently opposed to it. Here is that special report with David Knight.
As Gruber goes before Congress to be drilled for torturing the data about Obamacare in order to deceive the American people, a heavily edited and censored report about actual torture was released by the Senate. Republican and Democrat reactions have been as predictable as they are hypocritical. But the most surprising reaction has come from some libertarians who have in the past opposed torture. More on that in a moment. But first, the politicians. Senator Feinstein is sanctimoniously promoting the release as a confrontation of the ugly truth.
History will judge us by our commitment to a just society governed by law and the willingness to face an ugly truth and say never again.
Without any sense of irony or guilt, Feinstein says that on the very same day that the NDAA heads to the Senate floor for the 4th time under her leadership. It destroys our commitment to a just society governed by the rule of law when it presumes to authorize illegal, unconstitutional actions like indefinite detention of U.S. citizens by the military without any charges, as well as rendition and presumably enhanced interrogation, federal government's euphemism for torture. She won't face that ugly truth. She won't say never again, but rather let's do it again. And of course, after the 1,600-page NDAA was released at 10:30 at night, the GOP House passed it just a day and a half later, mocking their pledge of 2010 to always read the bill. And they're going to do the same thing with the Omnibus Continuing Resolution spending bill, keeping it secret until just a few hours before the vote. And will the Republican who's likely to take Feinstein's place on the Senate Intelligence Committee be any better than Feinstein? Absolutely not. Richard Burr will be much worse, having already gone on record saying there shouldn't be any public hearing about what the CIA or the NSA does about anything. But the most amazing reaction that shows how low America has already sunk into accepting a lawless government comes from the executive director of the ACLU, who previously lobbied Bush to oppose presidential pardons for those who had planned and authorized torture. The ACLU director points out that neither Obama nor the Justice Department has shown any appetite for holding anyone accountable. When the department did conduct an investigation, it appeared not to have interviewed any of the prisoners who were tortured. And it repeatedly abused the state secrets privilege in order to derail cases brought by prisoners, including Americans who were tortured as enemy combatants. But now the ACLU is calling for formal pardons for these people. Their tortured logic, worthy of John Gruber, is that doing nothing, as Obama has and will do, is a tacit pardon. We need to have, they say, an explicit pardon, so we can, as a society, at least acknowledge that laws were broken. That's it. No longer any hope of criminal prosecution for leaders and government employees who violate the law, commit treason, and torture people, including American citizens. No, the best we can hope for is to say it was wrong. But don't think that you're going to even get that in this kind of lawless society. Our government no longer has the will to punish cops who murder or politicians who torture and murder. That's the real